At Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too, because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.
Good morning to you all. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Krueger. Weather NorCal, you're watching Coffee with Krueger. Boy, it's really bright, isn't it? I got that bright shirt. I think that's really what's kind of brightening things up. So I may need to turn those lights down a little bit here. But let's get out beyond that here. It's been a beautiful past couple of days. We got another beautiful day today. We're going to start to see some of the first signs of the changes we do expect over the next few days. And what I mean by that is probably more in the way of those afternoon clouds developing for pretty much everyone in the mountains this afternoon. There may be some shower activity off to the north and east around, say, northeastern Lassen County. But overall, we're not expecting a lot of rain even in the mountains. It's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Those 4 days are when we kind of look at the overall trend here. And the mountains in particular seem the best chance for showers and thunderstorms. But even the valley is going to see a chance. And wouldn't you know, and I smile because it just seems like this happens every year, the Cool April Nights cruise Friday, possibility for some rain. Cool April Night show and shine on Saturday, the big show, possibility for some rain. Even as early as Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, parts of the valley could see some activity. And here's the other thing. Tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, as the thunderstorms start to die down, they are going to be approaching the valley from the north. Could we see a stray shower Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening? Especially, say, around Lakehead, City of Shasta Lake, maybe Redding. We'll see. But I'm starting to see these signs of kind of pointing in better chances, unfortunately, as we get closer to the end of the week. Well, let's get you to our Krueger's Quickcast here for your Tuesday, April 22nd. Hey, by the way, don't forget to download that free Weather NorCal app. It's really easy to do. Just go to that QR code with your phone, and there you go. Otherwise, just search for Weather NorCal in the App Store, and you will be good to go. All right, there's your Krueger's Quickcast. You're going to start off with the frost advisory we do have for Trinity County until 9 o'clock this morning. Again, it's mainly a lot of the low-lying areas, the mountain valleys, sheltered by the winds a little bit here, that can see temperatures drop below freezing just long enough to damage any of that sensitive crops and vegetation. Out the door this morning, we are looking at plenty of sunshine, maybe some fog along parts of the coast, especially around Eureka, Humboldt Bay, for example, but clearing out actually before noon. So plenty of sunshine really across the board. And take a look at the Cool April Nights, different shows going on today. Hilltop Springs at 10 a.m., the Senior Center, the Shasta Center, Dudes Drive-In at 11 a.m., Riverview Country Club, that starts at 3 p.m., and Pete's Restaurant and Brew House at 5 p.m. You can see there's going to be plenty of shine during your show and shine, with temperatures eventually getting the low 80s as we go into the afternoon. Right now, we're at about 51 degrees for Redding as well as Chico, 53 in Oroville, 25 for Alturas, and 37 degrees out in Susanville, low to mid-40s for the coast. The wind's not that bad right now, so fairly calm winds to start off the day. We take a look at that satellite image here, and there's some clouds coming in with a disturbance down to our south and west. That disturbance actually is what may bring us a chance for some showers and possible thunderstorms for the mountains north and east of the valley here as we go into tonight and early tomorrow morning. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at your forecast wind gusts. And again, we saw the wind's not very strong now, but then as we go into the afternoon, fairly calm for the valley at midday, but still about 20 to 30 miles per hour out of the north for the coast. We go into this afternoon, still pretty gusty for the coast, a little breezy for the valley, about 10, 15, even 20 miles per hour, and a little breezy off to the eastern mountains as well. Now we take you into Wednesday morning. The wind's not that bad. A little breezy for the coast, but certainly not what we're seeing out there for today. All right, here's a look at Futurecast for today. The skies will be clear by midday for everyone, but we're beginning to see those afternoon clouds develop here out in Lassen County, really in the mountains. This is what I was talking about. Today is going to kind of mark that beginning of the change, but really not much in the way of rain. You can see just a little bit here off to the north and east. We go to about 5 p.m., 6 p.m. Things are fairly dry, but we may see a stray shower develop. Basically, here's the outline that I'm going to put in here. It's basically going to be west of I-5, mainly in eastern Siskiyou County, northeastern Shasta County. It will be mainly in northern Lassen County and Modoc County tonight and early tomorrow morning. And we'll take a closer look at that in your deeper dive forecast in here in just a bit as we do go into your Wednesday afternoon, Thursday, and Friday. All right, so here's look at your forecast for your Tuesday. Not much change, right? Temperatures low 80s once again for the valley. Beautiful weather. Temperatures in the 60s and 70s for the higher elevations and in the upper 50s to low 60s for the coast. Now for tonight, low 50s for the valley, 30s and 40s for the higher elevations, and looks like in the low to mid 40s for the coast. So we look at our 7-day forecast, and now I want you to take a look at today through Thursday. It's looking dry. Now, I say that because Wednesday evening, we can't rule out an early evening shower. Thursday, late afternoon, early evening, we can't rule out a stray shower, maybe even a thunderstorm. I will say this, though. For Thursday, it'd probably be closer to, say, Tehama County, so maybe Red Bluff, for example. Friday, I think everyone in the valley has that chance in there, as well as Saturday, and then Sunday, Monday, we're drying out and warming back up. And look at the temperatures. 83 today, 65 for that daytime high on Friday. That's a deep area of low pressure for this time of the year, and that's going to keep those temperatures down and also increase the chance for rain. All right, so for the coast and inland, you're dry through Wednesday. Chance for showers Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We're done with that on Sunday. For Trinity County, as early as tomorrow, a chance for showers and thunderstorms. That continues at least through Saturday, and I'm including some of the mountains on Sunday as well because some of the long-range forecast models are keeping it through the entire weekend. Now for Siskiyou, Modoc County, and the eastern mountains, it's all starting tomorrow. Now, we do expect later on this evening, tonight, tomorrow morning, a chance in places like Modoc County and eastern Siskiyou County as well. So just kind of bear that in mind, but off and on chances. Now, this is not going to be rain every single day for everybody. You're not going to see rain every single day. It's just going to be isolated, scattered showers and thunderstorms, especially in the afternoon hours. A lot of that convective activity that we see this time of the year. Let's take a look at Lake Oroville, North Forebay, and yeah, looks like fairly calm winds out there. The lake looking like glass. Main Street, Chico, Highway 32. Looks like you've got very little in the way of traffic out there this morning, and your typical traffic we see this time of the day on Highway 99 at Neal Road. And this is looking at Highway 44 at Sundial Bridge Drive in Reading. Of course, the camera is never in motion. It's not a still. It's just a still shot. But they update it every few minutes. About 3-minute-old picture there, but not bad. And taking a look at Crescent City. This is Harbor District. Beautiful start to the day. I mean, look at that. Now, if you look off in the distance, you can see some of the low clouds and fog. That's kind of pushed off to the west. And if we take a look at Elk Country, north of Trinidad, it looks a little bit more in the way of some of those low clouds kind of in that area. So, and that's kind of the trend I've been seeing here, is that it's mainly been in the basically northern Humboldt, central southern Humboldt with some of that fog. So there you go. But that's going to burn off here for most areas here by midday. So how you doing this morning? Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a look at the forecast. It's going to be another gorgeous day. If you're heading out to any of the show and shines today, you're going to be in great shape. I think really you're not going to be concerned about rain. It's the blowing pollen. There will be pollen on those beautiful shiny cars. So I'm sure the people who are presenting their cars are going to have those cool dusters that they can use. And what's going on there? I don't have it looks like a, interesting. That's weird. What's going on? I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, the pollen is something that's going to kind of be probably settling on the cars. So they're probably going to have to, dust those off, keep those dusty to present those cars here. Curtis is checking in this morning. Say good morning, Mike and everyone. Warm yesterday, recorded, 86 degrees yesterday. Man, it was a warm day for the high out there just west of Red Bluff. I believe, Curtis, yeah, you're the one that's 7 miles west of Red Bluff. So there you go. Beautiful, beautiful. Looking good out there. All right, what do you say we get to our deeper dive forecast? We need to mention our sponsor. There it is, Wind River Resort and Casino. At Wind River Resort and Casino, enjoy friendly service, a wide variety of specials and promotions, plus all of your favorite slots and table games. All right, let's go and take a look at our current conditions out there again. And Not too terribly chilly in the valley. We're looking at temperatures mainly the upper 40s to low 50s right now, but cold up in Alturas here at 25 degrees this morning. And we are sitting at about 37 degrees for Susanville, 38 for Quincy, 35 in Mount Shasta City, and looks like in those low to mid 40s for the coast. So here's your coffee with Krueger up weather headlines. Sunny and warm through midweek. Now, when I say that, that's, I think, going to be the case for everyone. By Thursday, though, we're going to start to see a drop in our temperatures here. But we've got a cool and unsettled weather pattern kind of overall developing in the mountains as early as Wednesday. It's going to be kind of a Wednesday, Thursday when it really kind of develops for everybody. There's going to be a drop in the temperatures on Thursday. So you think about the highs today and really the last few days, low to mid 80s. I'm expecting mid 60s by the time we get into Thursday for the valley. So just kind of give you an idea of that big drop in those temperatures. Shower and thunderstorm chances continue through the weekend. Once we start to see those showers and thunderstorms develop, they'll continue through most of the weekend, some of us through Sunday. All right, so here's a look at the satellite image. Now, really, you don't have a whole lot of defining features on the satellite. A lot of times you can see a nice little ridge of high pressure or an impressive storm system, but you just have kind of a mess of clouds out there, quite honestly. You see a little bit of an area of low pressure spinning right here. Some of the clouds associated with that moving off to the east. That's not going to impact us, right? We do have, though, a ridge of high pressure. If you kind of look, you can see this ridge right here. The thing is, it's a fairly weak ridge, and what we're seeing is these storm systems kind of riding over it and even undercutting that ridge. For example, you can see this little disturbance right here in those clouds. Most of those clouds will be impacting the Bay Area today, but this is also going to be a contributing factor potentially for some of the showers and possible thunderstorms that we do see later on this evening. Let's show you that here on Futurecast. Let's walk you through the timing of all this because, yes, things get a little interesting, including the valley. All right, so as early as really even tomorrow afternoon. So here we are today, 8 a.m. There it is, some of the fog that we're seeing, especially around Humboldt Bay. But otherwise, we're sunny skies starting off the day. Beautiful start to the day. And there you can see by midday, some of the afternoon clouds developing. All right, so you see the marine layer way off to the west here, by the way. But take a look at this afternoon, 3 p.m. First of all, that's, of course, where your eye goes, right? We got the chance for showers, possible thunderstorms developing in northeastern Lassen County. But look at this. This is, again, the sign of some of the changes we're beginning to see. You see the clouds developing. These are the afternoon cumulus clouds developing. So if you're in the valley, you're going to notice it, especially to the east. But I think you'll notice it to the north and even to the west. You'll start to see some of those puffy cumulus clouds developing in the mountains. But the valley, as you see here, remaining fairly cloud-free. However, we may see some afternoon clouds late or closer to the evening for parts of the valley, and then any chances for showers kind of push off to the east. That's this evening at 6 p.m. By the way, we're seeing that fog develop again here for the coast later on this evening. But check this out. We have a bit of a disturbance pushing through late tonight, early tomorrow morning. Here's midnight. So what you see here is, and this is kind of the line I want to draw here, east of I-5, and then all the way into northern Lassen County and all of Modoc County. I think that's where we have the best chances for any activity here as we go into the overnight hours tonight. So anywhere within that line that I was talking about, if you see a stray shower, maybe even a nice thunderstorm this evening and tonight, tomorrow morning, don't be surprised. Now by tomorrow morning, that energy pushes to the north and east. Now I still think there could be some lingering showers Wednesday morning, tomorrow morning, for Modoc County, including the Alturas area. But otherwise, we're starting off dry again for everyone. Once again, you can kind of see that marine layer hugging the coast there, especially around Eureka, making its way down to Highway 101, pretty typical. Now look at Wednesday around midday. So you're seeing those afternoon showers beginning to pop up, even out towards Mount Shasta. Nothing quite yet for places like Trinity County. It's beginning to develop, though. By 3 o'clock in the afternoon, now you're starting to see kind of just surrounding the valley in the mountains, we're seeing the chance for showers and possible thunderstorms developing. Meanwhile, we still have some of that fog along a good part of the coast. 6 p.m. Wednesday, again, surrounding the valley, off to the east, showers and possible thunderstorms. There's some of the fog hugging the coast. Wednesday, 8 p.m. This is something I want to point out because I actually just noticed this with the latest forecast model run since I did my 6 o'clock in the morning update. We're beginning to see some of the thunderstorms developing north of the valley Wednesday afternoon as they push southward. If they hold on to some of their strength, we could see a leftover shower developing in places like Lakehead, City of Shasta Lake, but maybe even around Redding, seeing the potential for a stray shower as we go into Wednesday evening. There you can see Lassen and also into parts of Modoc County as well. Then that all dies out. We lose that heat of the day. The convection is gone. But we're still seeing some of the low clouds and fog along the coast, 10 p.m. Wednesday, and still some leftover cloud cover. All right, now let's do this all over again, right? Because as we go into Thursday morning, maybe some fog developing around Glenn and Butte counties. Fog along the coast. But you'll notice it's clear skies elsewhere, and that's going to set the stage for more daytime heating. As the sun comes out, we'll see that burn off. We'll see a lot of that burn off. But the heating of the day and the morning is going to cause that heat to rise, and look what happens. We see the clouds and the showers and thunderstorms begin to bubble up as early as the noon hour. There you can see for all of the mountain locations. And this could include some of the inland areas as well, say places like Hoopa, Willow Creek, maybe as far west as Gas Key, but that might be pushing it. But there you can see as we go into the afternoon on Thursday, they begin to pop up and get a little bit stronger. Now this is where things get interesting. Remember, as we were looking at Wednesday, those thunderstorms developing and they're pushing southward. These storms are actually moving to the north and east. So they're developing just in the foothills west of the valley. Could you see a stray shower or maybe even a thunderstorm late Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening? And I mean, it's pushing into the Redding area as well. So if there are any show and shines in the late afternoon or evening in Redding, you may run into a stray shower. But there you can see heavier showers and thunderstorms for some of the higher elevations as well. And then extending on into Friday, there it is, what we're seeing on Thursday. Let's take you into Friday. We have a storm system over here. Now this is going to be the source of the colder air. See, we're talking about those the cooler temperatures coming down. This is a big trough of low pressure, cooler air associated with it, and instability. As we go into midday on Friday, we see some of the showers begin to develop. We take you, then it pushes through Friday afternoon. And it's not just the potential for showers, folks. We're talking about the potential for thunderstorms in the valley as well. So everyone in Northern California has a chance for some showers and even some possible thunderstorms, including the valley. So there's that area of low pressure. It shifts down to our south and east. Now, on Saturday, we may see some wraparound moisture coming on in. That'll continue our chances for showers even on Saturday. But as we go through Saturday afternoon, yeah, I mean, that chance probably continues. Now, some of the long-range forecast models are still indicating that the mountains, parts of the mountains, could see a chance for some showers continuing into Sunday. But I think the valley at this point will be dry. And then we've got high pressure building in for Monday, Tuesday of next week. And that's going to mean drier and warmer conditions for early next week. But looking at your precipitation outlook, this is near normal. So the rain that we're going to see out of this, it's going to be near normal most likely. But the wetter than normal conditions are off to our east. So overall, we take a look at the wind gusts out there right now. They're not that big of a deal, but they will pick up here, especially along the coast here by midday, 20 to 30 miles per hour. Not that strong for the valley. Later on this afternoon, all right, coming in from the south, 10 to maybe 15, 20 miles per hour. Still gusty along the coast. Then we go into Wednesday morning, a little bit of a breeze for the north end of the valley. Not that bad for the coast, not that bad elsewhere. And then we go into Wednesday afternoon, more of that southerly flow of winds, 15 to even over 20 miles per hour for the valley. A little gusty for some spots here for parts of the eastern mountains, but not as bad for the coast. We take you into Thursday morning, not that bad, but picking back up again Thursday afternoon, coming in from the south, and some gusty winds out towards Shasta Valley in central Siskiyou County, but not as breezy or windy, that is, for the coast. A little bit breezy and windy here off to the east of the valley as well. So bottom line, no major wind events, but you'll just notice those off and on winds for some areas here over the next couple of days. Near normal temperatures, that's what we're looking at here. And take a look at the 10-day trend. We're going from 83 on Tuesday down to 65 degrees by Friday. Temperatures, though, will go right back up again as we go into next week, and we're back in the mid to upper 80s by the middle and latter part of next week. So down, then right back up. Take a look at those lake levels. We're looking pretty good. Still seeing those levels rising a bit thanks to all this snow that we do have in the mountains. That snow melt helping to fill those lakes a bit. And we do have 89% capacity for Trinity Lake, 96% capacity out towards Shasta Lake, and 92% out towards Lake Oroville. Hey, do want to remind you that we take a look at the drought monitor here. You can see really we're looking at most of the drought conditions here are in the desert southwest, but even parts of Southern California are part of that. Now, the good news is over the last several weeks I've been reporting here A lot of red flag warnings, fire weather watches for many of the central parts of the United States here. Not seeing any of that today, so that's really obviously a good sign. But as we look at our fire weather alerts, lack thereof, we have to remind ourselves we're not too far from the fire season. I think I saw even on the Watch Duty app, I think it was like last week, something popped up on my watch about a fire, and I'm like, oh, here we go, right? So yeah, just a reminder, make sure you got your brush cleared out, make sure you got that defensible space. If you can't do it, folks, you got to make sure it gets done somehow, even if you have to pay someone to do it, because it's not just for your safety, but it's for your neighbor's safety as well. All right, so here's a look at your wave heights going into 5 o'clock today. Those wave heights fairly high today. Now, they will still be fairly high even for your Wednesday, but they are retreating a little bit here. But with that all being said, we look at the winds, we look at the waves, right? They're fairly high. They're fairly strong winds. There is a small correct advisory for today, and that'll most likely extend into your Wednesday as well. So here's your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. We got those temperatures in the mid-70s along Highway 299, 78 degrees for Douglas City, and Lewiston about 75. We take you down to the south with 67 degrees for High and Palm, 68 for Forest Glen, and Ruth about 70. It's tomorrow that we got the better chance for some of those showers and thunderstorms popping up. I think the best chances will continue off and on through Saturday, maybe a lingering chance on Sunday. Meanwhile, for the North Coast, 63 degrees for Red Crest, 70 in Garberville, and 61 degrees for Shelter Cove. It's not really until Thursday, Friday, that you'll see the chances for showers for the inland areas, especially up to the north. Fortuna about 60, as well as Highsville, 58 for Rio Dell. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Those are your three best chances for those showers, especially for Friday, Saturday. 60 in Trinidad, 72 degrees for Hoopa, 74 degrees for Willow Creek and Eureka, about 58 degrees. And up even more to the north, 64 in Gas Key, 67 degrees for Smith River, 58 for Klamath, Oryx, 60 and a bit warmer in Orleans with a high of 71. Here's your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast. The clouds developing this afternoon, but remaining dry. Maybe some isolated showers developing tomorrow, and maybe some thunderstorms off and on through Saturday, and that may linger on into Sunday as well. Scott Valley, afternoon clouds today, but dry. It's not until tomorrow that you've got the chance for showers and thunderstorms, and that chance continues through those afternoon hours through the weekend. Up towards central, eastern, and Siskiyou County, 62 degrees for Doris, 64 degrees for Blue Lake, and Mount Shasta City, a high of about 69 degrees. Your Modoc County neighborhood forecast by later on this evening tonight, you got showers, possible thunderstorms, and then off and on continuing through most likely Saturday, maybe even into Sunday as well. 68 for Hat Creek, 73 degrees for Montgomery Creek. There's that chance for a late evening and overnight shower. Possible thunderstorm for Bernie, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Those are going to be your best chances, but even Sunday, looking at that chance as well. We take you down to the south, Manzanita Lake, about 60, 53 degrees for Summit Lake, 67 in Lake Eleanor Peninsula and Chester, about 70 degrees. We take you down to the south, where Paradise looks like we're going to be looking at temperatures there in the 74 degree mark here, 65 degrees for Mineral, 69 degrees for Greenville, 73 degrees for Doyle, and it looks like for Paradise you're going to have to wait until Friday, Saturday. However, Susanville, as early as tomorrow afternoon, off and on chances continue through Saturday and maybe even into Sunday as well. Your Valley neighborhood forecast to the south, your temperatures will be in the low 80s, 83 for Orland, as well as Durham and Biggs, 84 in Willows. Let's take a look at your 7-day forecast for Chico. Of course, today is Earth Day. Today is every day should be Earth Day though, right? 83 degrees for today. Temperatures dropping after that. Upper 60s by Friday, Saturday with that chance for showers, maybe even an isolated thunderstorm. And then by Thursday, Sunday, Monday, temperatures start to warm back up and dry out as well. 81 for the city of Shasta Lake, 78 for Lakehead, 83 for Anderson. Dry through Thursday. However, remember I was talking about maybe Thursday. We'll have to watch that. I'm not setting it in stone just yet. I'm going to wait. Be sure to watch the afternoon. Really, I'm probably going to wait until the evening forecast before I maybe even try to consider setting that in stone for Thursday. So again, just a heads up on Thursday. Friday, Saturday though, I think you've got those better chances coming in. And then Sunday, Monday, you'll be looking at drier and warmer conditions. All right, here's your 7-day forecast for Redding. Earth Day today, high of 83 degrees. Temperatures dropping slowly after that. We're down to 74 degrees by Thursday. Now, as I mentioned, remember Wednesday. Wednesday could see a stray sprinkle or light shower for the Redding area, but that's not until the evening hours. Overall, though, best chances are coming in here for Friday, Saturday, and then it looks like we're going to just dry things out again and warm back up. Look at that, though. I mean, we're seeing almost a 20-degree drop from today to Friday. So getting significantly cooler for those daytime highs, and we're going to drop below normal and then we warm back up. Mid-70s by Sunday and around 80 degrees by Monday of next week. Well, that's going to do it, folks. Here looks like we got someone else checking in this morning was Debbie Castro. We have enjoyed a long, pleasant spring. Absolutely, we have. It's been beautiful, and you know what? I mean, this long and pleasant spring looks like it's going to last for quite some time. So we've got some gorgeous weather in store for us. Well, again, that's going to do it for us today. Hope you have yourselves a great Tuesday. We'll see you again tomorrow morning on Coffee with Krueger, starting bright and early at 6:30 in the morning. Until then, have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.